Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Pomzor and today I'm going to talk about all the new stuff that they released in Legends yesterday at the time of this recording, because yesterday I couldn't. And we're going to start with some of the more mundane stuff. As you can already see it on the main menu. Story and event have now double experience and Zenny times 2 or times 5 respectively. What that means though is if you want to level up your characters, you don't actually have to wait for training items to kick in. Maybe just use the super battle, which you can use every day as much as you like. Another thing is that the training time is now halved, as well as the adventure time. So now is the time to actually farm those adventures, use them for rising souls. On top of that, Legends Road is back. And if we go into the exchange shop, you'll see you get Masters Pack 2 tickets. You can now limit break the Youth Goku to 5 stars, which is also one of the missions. You can get energy tickets, you can get a bunch of skip tickets, more training items, and a 30% chance Masters Pack 2 ticket. Wow, I can't English today. So those are the easier things. You also have this Rising Battle or the Cell Games, which is similar to Rising Battle. So far they have released it up to level 2000. You'll get 1000 Chrono Crystals if you beat level 2400, which I believe will be released on the 20th, I think I read somewhere. Don't quote me on that. Okay, what else? If you go into the exchange shop, you will see multiple things, right? So obviously Legends Road is back. And for rare medals, I already bought it. You can buy the same thing that you can buy here. You can buy new PvP, what is it actually called, like messages. So I'm just going to do that here. But what's much more interesting is this thing over here, Goku Everyday Summon Ticket. So I'm going to buy all of these 271 because I can afford it. And what those do is there's a banner called Goku Everyday, and you can summon on it with those tickets. And basically what's on there is only Goku units. And yes, we're going to talk about the step up in a sec. So you have only Goku units, and you have basically a bunch of featured characters. Here you go. They're all in there, which is pretty awesome. So obviously you also get heroes and extremes. And it's also a step up. So you get either a multi-summon, which is 3 units, or you get a guaranteed sparking. The thing with this is that it gives random amounts of Z-power, I think 100, 250, and 600. So you could get a hero with 600 Z-power, you could get a sparking with 100. It's pretty random. So that's the Goku Everyday banner, and you get 271 tickets for that, so you can have fun there. Or you can use those tickets, go all the way down here, and you can do a 30% chance summon for 30 tickets. You can do 5 of those. That's 150 tickets. So I would recommend waiting on this, simply for the fact that you don't know what you're going to get in the Goku banner. You're going to get a lot of sparkings, but you don't know how much Z-power. And if you want to get a certain unit to 7 stars, maybe do that first. And if you have tickets left over, then go here and summon either on Masters Pack 2 or Masters Pack 1. So with that said, let's go into the Step Up banner, because this thing is the new hot shit, and we got 5 new units with it. And since Renzi is on vacation, so dbz.space is not up to date yet, I'm going to do this right here. We've got a new cell, and this time it's the perfect cell, so P is for perfection and so on. And he is crazy. His green card, I played against him already in PvP, is super annoying. So let's start with this. He's a melee type. He holds blast and strike cards. There's, I think, nothing. He's got 4 tags, so he can be used in, usually I have Android, Regeneration, and Future teams that you can use him in. So mostly I think he's going to be used in Regen. Especially if you also have Slug, you're going to be crazy. So his green, what it does, yeah, it basically trumps blast and strike cards. So you might already do this when you see the enemy trying to attempt a blast card. You're gonna shoot your ultimate attack or your special attack, whatever, you know, if it's not a melee attack, so your blast. And with the green card here, you can do the same thing, except it starts a combo. So what that means is 25% to strike damage inflicted for 25 counts. The opponent will have plus 20 strike arts cost, so you have a really big buff and a debuff. Plus you can then actually just start your combo. So that's crazy annoying, because at first I didn't know that and I thought, why does he have so many supers, until I noticed that they actually don't do damage. So he's doing a Kamehameha, but there's no damage. Right, his super Kamehameha just, you know, major impact damage and plus 20% damage inflicted. So he can stack quite a few buffs, and it's not even restricted to blast or strike cards. And his solar Kamehameha has, as well as, you know, the red cells, 20% chance to inflict faint. So that can be cancer in PvP if you get really unlucky. So yeah, his main ability basically draws the card, but also applies upgrade minus 80% to enemies' cover cut. So basically almost negating the whole cover change thingy, and for 30 timer counts. So you can swap him out, swap him back in, and go crazy. Alright, so he at first only buffs Android strike attack, but then at 5-star he will buff also regeneration strike attack. So that's pretty cool. And his uniques, he does similar to Gohan, which we'll see in a second. Minus 5 to blast arts cost, so 24. So you're at the same level as Cooler. And 3 times he has basically Dabra's unique, so he seals 1 random slot for 10 timer counts, which is a long time. And when he enters the battlefield, he also does 45% more damage inflicted and restores health for 60 seconds. Which means stack the 45% with the green card, possibly with a blue card, and you're gonna just do crazy damage even to red cards. And he has a cover rescue, you can do it once. And it's similar, it's the same as, you know, Instant Transmission Goku or Gohan, Ultimate one. And yeah, you're gonna have some fun with this card. And yeah, the way I see it, you're gonna mostly play him with regeneration, just because androids are not up to par just yet. Maybe they'll release some more units to, you know, make them meta again, but for now you're probably gonna play him with, you know, Slug, and I don't know, you can play him with Slug and Green Piccolo, for example, so you get some extra heals, or you play him with his Slug and Zamasu. Especially if Zamasu is at 5 stars, he can buff regeneration as well before he buffs Future. But for Cell, Future is fine, since he also has that tag, so Zamasu buffs him no matter how limit broken he is in your box. So definitely, those 3 new cards are crazy. So then we have Lord Slug, the Super Namekian, which at first I thought it was Piccolo at some point, but sure. So he's also melee type blue, pretty broken stats as well, so it's like 81k strike. And I think the stats here are not, are they soul boosted? I'm not sure if 498 or if just 400. Sagas from, so he holds 2 melee cards, or strike cards, and it's only regen. What's really cool about his, this Psycho Pull thing is that, I think it also overrides, yeah, you can see it over here. So on the right side, the 3 red squares means it also overrides blast cards, because it's green. So it overrides strike and blast, pulls the opponent towards you, and you can start your combo. You have a chance to take an opponent's Dragon Ball, but only maximum of 1. If you play that with Demon King Piccolo, you can take 3. The thing is though that with the green card you can take 1 every time you use a green card, so you can take more than just 3, which basically just shows that I made a mistake. So yeah, you can take as many as possible with those green cards, and you have 15% strike damage received for the opponent. So as an opponent, you're going to want to switch out, especially if you have type disadvantage after that green card, but see how it works in battle. And what's that? Okay, so it's similar to Cooler's super attack, so except that it's yeah, it's also I think a projectile, so reduces an enemy ki by 40 and you have a chance to inflict paralyze. Super annoying. His main draws a special, restores ki, so you can actually use it, and adds 40% strike. So he is super strike focused. But yeah, here at 5-star he boosts regeneration, strike and blast attack, 26. So it's also a pretty decent buff. And let's see about his uniques. I actually haven't looked at them so I'm gonna just read them and then... strike damage inflicted increases based on remaining health. So if you have more than 50, you're gonna increase it by 30%. If you have less than 50, 50%. Jesus, so every time you enter the battlefield, it's gonna be... The game is gonna look at your health and give you this buff. That's insane, especially if you add the green card again. And potentially, here the main ability, 40%, plus 50%, plus a green card, you're over 100%, so twice the strike attack. And then another strike damage inflicted after 30 counts. Add that to a strike attack of 81k, you're at 160. Holy moly. So those new cards are broken, but let's come to the coveted card. No. It's not on this banner, that's why. The card behind the tickets. The one, the legend. The legend 26. Come on, can you show me something? So he, okay, so he has this is the first card with a legendary finish. Which is basically his one-armed or one-handed Kamehameha with his dad. And it's just insane because the damage he outputs, especially after Goku is dead, is pretty much a one-shot. He one-shots Purple Broly. He one-shotted a Piccolo with cover change. So I've seen some things on videos on PvP, it's just crazy. And he's a range type, but he still has 80,500 strike attack. And if you remember, Slug had 81,000. Yes, he buffs himself a lot, but still. He is up to par in all the stats you need. Especially, obviously, blast attack, and all his defenses are pretty good. Unfortunately, he holds 2 blast cards, which is going to hold you back a little bit. Unless you have 2 cards that hold only strikes, then it helps. He's hybrid, he's Sun Family and Super Saiyan 2, but there's no real Super Saiyan 2 tag synergy yet, so you're going to use him on hybrids or Sun Family. And yeah, so here we go. Super Kamehameha actually inflicts the downgrade -1 card's draw speed for 20 counts, so that's pretty annoying for the opponent. His green card, I think, cancels all attribute downgrade, so it's pretty similar to the purple Gohan. If health is more than 50%, you get 20% to blast damage. If health is below 50, you get 35. So you cancel attribute downgrades and you just give yourself a huge buff. I think that was his unique, that was the other thing. And basically here he deals massive impact damage, so it's not a blast, so don't use it over a blast arts card, because you're gonna just get, shot. Because he charges forward first, 25 damage, 25% to damage inflicted. Oh, actually, don't worry, you have a blast armor. Okay, so you can do that. But you need to time it right, or the enemy will key cancel, and you just wasted your one shot. So, his main ability obviously draws the ultimate arts cards. He restores own health by 30% and key by 50. So if you have some cards left, chain that combo. Unless you're suspecting the enemy can then switch out to a character you don't want to kill. But yeah, that's it. And he also nullifies unfavorable element factors for 20 counts, so you can also go for killing blues, which is crazy. So if you're fighting against, let's say, Slug, then you just use that and you'll have neutral damage. He buffs Hybrid Saiyans and Sun Family at 3 stars. At 2 stars, he only buffs Hybrid Saiyans. So you can make a pretty beastly Sun Family team if you have 5-star Ultimate Gohan and 5-star Kaioken Goku, actually. Which you can obtain from the ticket banner pretty easily, I guess. Because you have so many guaranteed sparkings, he's bound to show up at some point. What else do we have? You have, for each defeated battle member, 30% to damage inflicted, 20% to key recovery, and if Goku dies, 100% to ultimate damage. And then you're definitely one-shotting everybody. And similar to Cell here, -5 to blast arts cost. Reduced damage by regeneration tag for 20%, and 15% to damage inflicted every time you use a blast card. So after a couple blast cards, You can also just, you know, strike arts, whatever. It's gonna be insane. It also does not say that it is actually resetting when you switch him out, so that's pretty cool. He's definitely the most broken card in the game. He also reduces, you know, he has cover, so 40% damage reduction when you change in, and 25% 2 blast damage when you use that. The thing is, he doesn't even add anything to his substitution count, so you can just use cover with, you know, without regard for your substitution count. And yeah, I think if I get him to 3 stars, and I can maybe get Gohan to 5 stars at some point, I have him at 3, I would play a Son family team with Kaioken Goku, possibly Pan for a buff. I might use purple Super Saiyan 3 Goku just because he kind of protects the blue cards. Not sure yet. And then, yeah, and one more card. Maybe the red Extreme Gohan for bench unit. But he is definitely broken. So obviously everybody wants him. So we do have a few more cards. I need to go back to the other banner. There's two new Extremes. A bunch of features, blah blah blah. Where are you? I actually wouldn't mind getting Caulifla. Okay, here we go. So from what I heard, this Trunks is supposed to be extremely good too. He's also melee type. Look at that. He also has almost 81k strike attack, which is the same stats as Lord Slug. 2 strike cards as well. So he has Future, Hybrid, and Vegeta family. So basically Hybrid or Future for now. And what else does he have? 77,000 Z power. Health, not Z power, sorry. And he has pretty decent defense stats as well. His blast is a bit lackluster, but he is an extreme. And yeah, relatively average critical and key restore values, I guess. So his burning attack is a blast, which deals impact damage, whatever, and inflicts enemy with attribute 20% to strike damage received. Okay, that's fine. And you can buff yourself with key recovery and strike damage with your green card. So if you do 2 of those, this is gonna be already pretty good. His main ability destroys your own and enemies' cards, but it makes your own cards draw faster and the enemies' cards draw slower for 25 counts, yours for 15. So basically no one will have cards, but you will have them first. You will have them back first. He buffs you future-based strike attack, or purple once you reach 5 stars, but that's gonna take a while because he's not 999 or anything, he's just 250. He has 40% strike damage once 25 timer counts elapse, so after a while, usually fights do last that long, especially now with the healing and everything. And he gets 40% strike against regen as well. They all hate Cell, they do. So you can definitely use him in Future or Hybrids team. Though I'm not sure in Hybrids whether you would like to use him instead of maybe when you use Purple Gohan, but I guess that's also up to preference. So that's this, and we have a new Tien. He's probably only a Super Warrior, he's a support type. And yeah, he's a Super Warrior who holds 1 blast, 1 strike. His stats are lacking a bit compared to the Trunks. He's more defensive, and he has a bit higher blast attack. His, sorry about that. His ultimate, or no, his special is Dodon Pa! And it adds 15% for 15 timer counts. And yeah, so what? Wow, his solar flare. Okay, so the reach is only 2 walls. So if the enemy is all the way gone, don't use it. All the way in the back. But it inflicts flash and destroys your enemy's strike arts cards. That is so mean. That is really cool. His main ability adds 40% to strike and inflicts the enemies with -1 card draw speed. Okay. So theoretically, you could, if you use him with Mai and Trunks, you probably wouldn't, but you can basically decrease the opponent's arts card draw speed by 2 or 3 levels, while you can boost your own. That's pretty sick. So yeah, he's a monocolored. Strike defense, probably strike attack and defense. No, red and green. Okay, I don't know, strike defense seems kind of like a useless stat to me. I prefer offense. So he has pretty much cells unique for 10 timer counts, 10 strike arts. Okay, not quite cells unique. Cell has 10 to blast arts as well. Or was it 5? Anyway, so he adds 10 to strike arts cost for 10 timer counts, and when the full party is left, he adds 30% to damage inflicted. So he might be fun to play with. I'm just not sure what team you would play him with, because there's no... He has one tag, and that has no real cards that boost it. But otherwise he would also be busted. So yeah, those are the new cards. I say if you have the crystals, definitely go for it. And as you probably saw, I definitely have the crystals. So once I'm finished recording this, I'm going to record Step Up Round 1. And I think that is actually it. So thank you all for watching. As always, leave a like if you enjoy my content, subscribe for more, and you'll see me in the next video. Bye everybody.